up, everybody? Long time no see. Welcome back to the channel for a brand new mod review. Today we are here in the Dill household, which just so happens to be my current family that I've been playing off camera. It's been a while since I've updated you guys on their shenanigans, and as you guys can probably tell by their family timeline, there's been a lot of changes, but you're gonna have to wait till the next update to hear all about it, because believe me, this family is about to make major moves. Anywho, let's stay focused on the reason why we're here, and that is the mod that has honestly made my game so much more meaningful and given purpose to each and every life stage. That's right, except for babies, because honestly, these little couch potatoes, until they become actual people, not objects, they're useless. They're literally useless. This mod is called the Give Me Talent mod. It is a mod that basically makes you, as the player, responsible for the way that your child grows up, and it all starts when they're toddlers. It's kind of hard to explain, so just bear with me here. Like, I'm gonna try to give you all the details. We are gonna go into the mod notes, because that will kind of better explain why this mod's so awesome versus me trying to babble it out to you. But anyway, so we already know, right? Toddlers, they get like a set of skills that we have to work on, but there's really no huge impact, in my personal opinion, if you do work on them or you don't. I mean, it might make things a little bit easier because, you know, little Stephanie here can go poop in the pot without me having to help her, but like when they grow up, I don't feel like it really adds any sort of value to their life. And so I kind of just raise my children aimlessly, and there's no real pressure as a parent to make sure that I am raising them right. At least that's like my take on it. So anyway, here we have Stephanie's set of skills, right? And the reason why I'm using this household is because it's better to show this mod on a household that has been established, because I actually know how these children were raised. Sure, you can get a gander and kind of figure it out for yourself, but it's just easier to explain on an existing household versus some new random household or haven't had any sort of influence on. But anyway, these are the skills, and as you all can see, she's rather low on her potty, her thinking, her imagination, and then if we go into her simology panel, you'll notice there's a lot going on. Let me go ahead and take a moment to pause the game just to explain to you what is happening here. So there are two different sets of placeholders, kind of allowing you to get an idea of how you're doing as a parent, how well your child is developing. For instance, the insufficient and adequate placeholders are actually more or less like monitoring where your sim is excelling or lacking in a specific trait. Stephanie has insufficient imagination skill. It says this toddler will have trouble learning the creativity skill after growing up. They will receive a negative modifier on that skill. Whereas over here, she does have adequate communication skills. So this toddler may or may not have trouble learning the social skill after growing up. They may get a negative or positive modifier on that skill. Now, here's the thing too. Obviously, we really didn't have a lot of influence on Stephanie as a baby, because I don't think there's any skills associated to the little crotch goblins. However, I will say this, she did automatically, just by nature, just by being Stephanie, get the extremely bad at thinking skill modifier. It says this toddler learns the thinking skill super duper slow. So if you want to change this around and make her excel, I'm sorry, I can't even speak, but if you want her to excel at thinking skill, you're gonna have to try a little bit harder, and it shows, because she's seriously behind when it comes to thinking. She's only on level 1, so that's why we have like a bunch of these toys here kind of trying to, you know, stimulate her brain. So maybe possibly we can like fix it or lessen the effects of this modifier. So I think it's really cool, and she's obviously very good at communication. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the fact that she's adequate at the communication skill, but it'll be really interesting to see when she grows up kind of where we stand. So again, this pushes me as a player to really try to get these skills up into the adequate category. And the benefit of doing so is that you're gonna have a much easier time in the future building certain skills. So I find that really useful. I kind of wanted to hop into Jill's simology a little bit, but first we're gonna take a pit stop to her skills. skills. This is pretty much what we're working with. She's pretty low in creativity. She's doing decent in motor, but she's really excelling when it comes to social and mental. Quite the opposite, I must say, from her sister Stephanie. Now, do keep in mind, I didn't have Jill as a baby nor a toddler, so I haven't had as much time to really work on her skills as I have her sister. However, if we go into her Simology panel, we will see that she doesn't really have any talents or any like restraint skill-wise. In fact, she's actually doing pretty damn good all across the board except for her creativity, which again is sitting at a level 2. I love this because it gives me direction. It actually makes me focus on my kids more, because I envision if you have university and things like that, this is going to be very helpful, because again, it kind of makes you want to push your Sims. And I think you guys are really gonna love the fact that this mod adds so much personality and diversity to your Sims, because not every Sim will now learn at the same rate. We already know that here on forward, we're gonna have a really hard time learning the thinking skill with Stephanie here. And I think that's really cool. I love that added challenge, and I think it's just going to make for some pretty interesting gameplay. Now, let me tell you what will happen if you play with a Sim that's already like a young adult, teen, elder, basically a Sim that you've had no influence on raising. Now, if we go into Mama Donna's Simology, you're gonna see it is jam-packed full of goodness. But in terms of things that she's good at, she's actually really good at cross-stitching and knitting and the pipe organ, which leads me to believe that creativity-wise, Donna had the niche. However, she's pretty bad at fitness, not so good at snowboarding, terrible at comedy. So maybe athletically, she's just not that inclined. I'm not really sure how she was brought up, but I do love the fact that if maybe I'm stuck on a Sim, don't know what type of hobby to have them pursue, I can kind of go into their Simology, get a little more insight on who they are as a Sim, and then pursue those types of hobbies or interests. Another thing too, I can make for some pretty damn good gameplay when a Sim sucks at snowboarding or perhaps fitness, but her significant other actually really likes to do those things. I'm curious to know though, okay, so that's kind of a thing. Now the hobbies and skills and likes and dislikes, those things don't seem to sync up. So for instance, even though she's absolutely horrible at fitness, she seems to still like it, which is kind of a little backwards. So I do wish the mod would recognize those things. But I'll be honest, I know jack diddly doo da day about modding, so that's actually probably a really hard thing to do. Now, I did want to show you guys, in case you were interested in some cheats or like, you know, quick fixes, hotkeys, whatever. If you go on your Sim and click shift left click, you'll actually pull up the FD Sim for mods menu, where there'll be like a sub menu that says give me some talent. Underneath it, you're gonna have like literally an F ton of different things that you can do. So you could actually randomize all of these monitor traits and use skills if you wanted to, or you can actually turn off the monitoring system as well, so you can kind of be completely surprised when your Sim ages up and they don't know certain skills very well, or maybe they do, whatever. You can also go in to each individual one and select to monitor the skill or not. You can either give a good modifier or a bad modifier. There's actually a few different levels to each modifier. So I do believe like one arrow means like good or bad, and then so on and so forth. So there's actually 3 different levels to how bad they can be at a skill or how good. So that's kind of cool. There's definitely a range there. And basically that applies to all of the different skills, or you can remove them. There's also this tab that says about this mod. It says this mod adds more than 120 new talent traits that make Sims learn skills faster or slower than usual. All Sims created at cast will randomly get positive and negative traits. Played children and teen Sims will get these traits based on their previous life stage, toddler and a child respectively. For example, a toddler with insufficient movement skill will get traits that make them learn motor skills slowly after growing up into a child. Similarly, children Sims with insufficient motor skills tend to learn teen/adult skills linked to the motor skill, fitness, bowling, mountain climbing, a little more slowly. So now toddler and children skill levels are important and cannot be neglected. I figured since Jill was going to age up in 2 days, we might as well go ahead and age her up now because I'm kind of curious to see how her skill performance is going to actually affect her simology once she is a teen. Okay, I found the perfect trait. So we're going to make Jillian an animal lover because I feel like that is super fitting for her aspiration. I did notice she's actually pretty adventurous, but I'm not sure if I want her to pursue being adventurous. I kind of was thinking maybe just having her like be a friend of the animals for now. Like I said, this isn't like official or anything, and I love the fact that it says that she's gonna have her period very soon. So look at how cute Jill is. Her hair is long again, and look at Bella laying right next to her. I love their bond. It's inseparable. Moment of truth. How did her adequacy in her skills affect her skills now? Y'all ain't ready for this. Oh, goody. All right, so as y'all can see, she's very bad at a lot of things. Some more than others, but overall, the girl really has a lot of work to do. She's terrible at cooking, she's bad at photography, horrible at acting, very bad at flower arranging, and so on and so forth. In fact, the only thing she's actually good at is fitness, which is intriguing because her mom is terrible at fitness, but also helpful because she is adventurous, and I would have been really disappointed if she sucked at athleticism. Now, I don't know if in the future, if I work on these things, we could actually turn that frown upside down, but I did want to share it with you just to show y'all kind of what's going on and how even being adequate in skills can actually affect your sim negatively. Before I wrap up this video, I did want to take a little glance at the mod notes just to give you guys all the information that I can on this mod, because literally, you guys, this mod has been such a game saver. It's kind of crazy, but here's an example of traits a sim may or may not be good at. Do keep in mind, I can't stress this enough, the arrows do depict on how good or bad a sim is at a certain skill. So moving on to the examples of talent traits a toddler might automatically get. So that's right, it doesn't matter how good or how bad you treat your crotch potatoes, it really doesn't matter. This is at random. Some sims may get it, some may not. I do believe that Stephanie had the good at communication skill. She wasn't like very good or extremely good. It was just, you know, good. And then these are the examples of monitoring traits and notifications a toddler will get. So yes, periodically you will get a notification in game letting you know that your sim's kind of slacking and you need to pick up the pace a little bit, which again is just an added little feature that gets me all like warm and fuzzy inside. You guys can take a look at this as well. Here's an example of talent traits a child might automatically get after aging from a toddler with insufficient communication skill, adequate motor and imagination skills, and superior thinking skills. So there's kind of like a general guide. Of course, there's so many variables here, so it may look a little bit different for you. You guys already saw how you can turn on and turn off the monitoring system just in case you want to be surprised. Then moving on to examples of talent traits a child might automatically get when created at cast or aging from a toddler with adequate communication, motor, imagination, and thinking skills. So definitely do keep in mind that even if your sim is adequate at something, there still could be a high probability that they'll be bad at a certain skill. So just like keep that in mind. Here is a little like spreadsheet that says which child skill influences which adult skill when deciding which talent traits to give a child growing up into a teen. I'll let you guys go ahead and take a look at that. But basically, that makes a lot of sense because remember, Jill wasn't that good at creativity, and that is why but not all of them, but like most of these skills she actually ended up not being so good at. So that's also really helpful. I'm happy that they provided that there just in case. And here are some examples of talent traits a teen might automatically get after aging from a child with these skill levels. And then you'll kind of get some ideas of what you might actually get if you create your sims in CAS and so on and so forth. I I highly suggest reading up on those just so you guys aren't completely lost. It definitely took me a little bit of time to kind of figure this mod out, but honestly, it is one that I cannot live without. I absolutely adore this mod. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in checking out the Give Me Talent mod, of course, I'll have all the information in the description. And yeah, don't forget to go ahead and share with me in the comments down below. You must have mods. Is there anything that you can't live without? I need to know, because maybe your holy grail will become mine too. And finally, after the longest outro in life, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below with the sun doesn't shine, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.